You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dini Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Yo, what is going on? And welcome to another awesome episode of Vigilantes Radio. I am your host, Dini-Mussolini, and we have a very special guest for tonight's episode. So you definitely want to stick around for that. There are over 29,000 of you guys right now in our chat room, on the browser, Google Hangouts, Skype, on the phone lines, all the plugins that we use to run these episodes. You guys are filling them up, and I appreciate that greatly. You have no idea. The expectations alone are not enough to bring accomplishment, yet your expectations do play a key role in your reality. You rarely get more than you expect from yourself, from others, from life itself. Whatever you expect to get, you will plan for, commit to, and work for. It's difficult to make any kind of commitment when you don't expect to benefit. Expect to succeed, and you will be more likely to do the work and preparation necessary for success. When you expect to be rewarded for your efforts, then the work won't seem so overwhelming. When you expect to triumph, the obstacles are not nearly so difficult to overcome. Expect the best, and you will be drawn towards it. Your expectations won't carry you there, but they will light the way. Take that from me, Dini Mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond.
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, hello, and welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Music, or the book, or film, or even the business, where we dive into the minds of the people who create these marvelous things. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. Big ups to my folks who are indigos, crystalline, or the starseeds, for my Vigilantes audience family, for my hooligans, and shout out to my people who are vegetarian or vegans. If you're in the struggle like me, we are averaging over 37,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 5 solid years. I appreciate to all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, films, and research in every aspect. And we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award-winning artists, nominees, to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology revolutionaries, visual artists, from authors to professors, and vampires. Or people who think they're vampires. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out to book your interview or to appear on my other show called Skeptics. Email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com, and that's V as in Victor. We hope to get the stories behind these unique people and give them a chance to tell their truth to us and the universe. That is Vigilantes Radio sole purpose. You know the number to dial, 701-801-9813. Share that number with your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from our website, which is onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the home page, you can slap that go live button and you'll be here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. So feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests. while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much. And as always, all episodes are available for free download, and you can grab them from either Spreaker.com/only1media group, iTunes, Player.fm, YouTube, any app from the Google Play or iTunes store, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we've ever aired.
Well, tonight's interview is the Norman-R-Colson interview. And again, I'm your host, Dini-Mussolini. So we are just getting back in town. We were in Memphis. Next week, we will be in Alabama. So more shows on the road, more live events, more Dini-Mussolini in your city. Oh, yeah, such a great time. So lately, we've had the extreme good fortune of being able to speak with some extraordinary artists, authors, business leaders, and bands, all at a very exciting time in their lives and in their careers. From artists stopping by the studio for a recent live broadcast of Vigilantes Radio while I was out on the road in Maryland. To recent interviews done with Lando Fire in Philly, Pennsylvania. And here now with Norman-R-Colson. The middle of December has been filled with the inspiration of these wonderful artists, authors, business leaders, actors, and sometimes strange individuals truly finding their way. Must be some magic in the air of this month, or something in the water maybe, but don't drink the water. Tap water, that is. But aspirations are all around us right now in the best ways as we dive deep into winter, as it gets colder and colder. And plus, this just happened to be one of my favorite seasons because I get to wear all my fantastic jackets, ascots, and sweaters and all that fancy get up, okay? But that's not important. But this is important. With that, let's welcome Norman to our show. Hey, man, you're now live in the midst with all of us. How is it going?
Hey, how you doing?
I am doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. Just enjoying my day.
Definitely. What did you do today, if you mind me asking?
Nothing really. I just worked on my second book right now. I'm trying to finish it up, and I got more books to finish up. I got a lot of projects in the works, so I'm just trying to finish these books as quick as I can and get the covers out and get everything copywritten and out there on the market.
Definitely sound like a lot of work, man. When does it ever stop?
Never.
Never. I heard that, man. Well, thank you so much for taking some time to speak with us about books. Your time is definitely appreciated. And so excuse my ramble if I tend to ramble with the questions and in-betweens. It's just one of my superpowers, but others call it I don't know, what's the opposite of a superpower? A weakness. Yeah. There we go. Over here at Vigilante Radio. But, let's start with you, though. For those who aren't familiar with who you are as an author, give us an idea about what you're all about.
Well, I mean, as a writer, you just gotta go with everything that's happening in your life. Say, like, for me, like when I write, I tend to write for the audience out there. I don't write for myself a lot of times, As I've been through a lot of stuff, and I guess this year was very different because, I was just middle along, and basically this whole year has been one big challenge, to me. It's been very challenging, as far as my professional life, my career, everything has been very challenging.
Yeah. I mean, you care to dive deep? I don't want to get all Oprah-like on you, but you seem to be an interesting individual.
I mean, I've been going through the motions where I was working for the government for 10 years. Then I had a incident where I fell into a coma. I was sick. The whole time. Yeah, I was working at my job, and my job is very stressful. and I was getting sick, but I didn't know exactly what I was sick with, and I was being late. I was like calling out sick to work and calling out sick and just relaxing, trying to calm my body and get everything under control. And then one day, this year, about once May, in May, August, but right before summertime, I came home. I went to the doctor. I came home. I took my medicine because I thought it was my blood pressure. I took my medicine. Next thing you know, I passed out. And then next thing you know, I'm in the hospital. And they was like, do you know where you're at? And I'm like, I don't know. And it was like, well, you in the hospital. I was like, what? Yeah, I couldn't breathe and everything. My throat was killing me. And he was like, oh, you've been out for like a week. And I was like, what? I was in a coma? He was like, yeah. And he was like, you almost died. Your sugar was out of control. People in your condition would be dead, but you didn't die. And I was like, okay. And I was like, thank God, okay. And, my whole family was like bugging out because they was like, oh man, they was like, oh man, we have to buy medicine, and you almost died. Then I got out of the hospital after like a good week. I had to, my body had, what's the word? They had to put me on a liquid diet while I was in the hospital. I had the stuff fed into my veins, and my blood sugar was taken every day. And I had to get out the hospital. I was mad weak. I couldn't walk. I could barely walk. I could move. The muscles had to grow again. So I was staying home. I stayed home for over the summer, basically June, July, August. The whole 3 months I was in my house trying to get my muscles back to work in order. So I went back to work. Next thing you know, I go back to work and everything is okay. I got my sugar under control. The doctor was like, oh, you're diabetes, type 1, 1.5, and not type 2 yet. He was like, because your kidneys, my kidneys shut down. And my kidneys healed themselves after everything was flushed out, and they got all my sugar under control. So I went back to work. I told my bosses what happened. I got all my medical documentation to cover me for the time I was sick till when I was in hospital. Next thing you know, everything's going well. About a month later, they was like, well, they called me to the office, and they was like, well, we have to resume the removal situation you was under prior to you being sick. So they tried to get rid of me regardless of whether I was being sick or not. So next thing you know, they came down with a week later, they came down after I got my union die. We talked to them, everything seemed fine. Then a week later, they was like, well, our decision is we have to let you go. So after 10 years of service, no issues, no violations, I have flawless, perfect, almost near perfect attendance, and no disciplinary actions at all. They was like, we have to get rid of you because your attendance as far as, prior to your sickness is not feasible for us, And I was like, it's a BS excuse because, as a union employee working for the government, you shouldn't be, let go of some frivolous nonsense such as attendance when your employees near death, but they didn't care. So I had to, me and the lawyers up right now is applying to the appellate board, and we're dealing with that. And it's a lot of what's the word? It's a lot of upheaval in my life because right now I'm out of work and my future's uncertain. And when your future's uncertain and you don't know where to go, that's the worst times in your life because uncertainty kills you. It kills a lot of your momentum, your ideas. And you want to move forward, and you don't know what's going to happen the next day, or the day after that, or the day after that. You just have to take it one day at a time. And when I came out the hospital, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to take it one day at a time. So when they got rid of me, I was mad, but at the same time, I was like, this could be a blessing. I try to look at it like a positive because, I damn near died, but I didn't die. I'm back. So I can look at it like, my life is over, but I can look at it like, okay, this is a blessing in disguise. I could be on to something greater in my life. And I think that's what I'm doing now and the path I'm on now is a greater thing in life. Like I didn't have to, when you work for a corporate entity, you get bogged down, and you lose your dreams, and you lose your soul. And I was kind of like that for a while. You know, I was just stuck at the same job doing the exact same thing, and I just didn't move, you know, forward, you know. So I have to look at it like it's opportunities for me to move forward now. And I guess this is what the book, for me, right, me publishing what this book was about and moving forward in my life, you know.
Right.
Right.
Kind of that push from life. That I mean, did you see this as motivation once you got, you know, your mind back together, your body back together?
It was motivation, and I guess it's like the kick I needed to move forward, you know, in a way, because a lot of times you get complacent in life, and you don't, you know, as a writer, you don't want to get complacent. You want to keep moving forward, you know, and that's kind of like my thing, is like I want to move forward, and I didn't know how to move forward, so I was kind of forced to move forward. So now I have no choice but to move forward, and this is motivation for me to move on to the next step and what I do, you know. So that's a good thing, I guess.
Definitely. Okay. So I'm glad you're okay, man, and out of the coma, man. I would assume it was very scary experience.
You know, it's funny. Everybody keeps saying, like, what was it like? And I was like, it just felt like I was taking a nap. That's all it felt like. It didn't feel like I was dying. It felt like I just took a nap, and I woke up like, damn, that nap was good. And I woke up like the next day. That's what it felt like. It felt like time was like a blink of an eye.
Yeah. Freaking time warp. You lose a whole week.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Man. So I want to talk to you about the back cover of your most recent book release. And it says that one of your main goals is to inspire others to read, but not only to read, but to create. Can you go into that a bit for us?
Okay. Where do I begin? Well, you know, funny, back in the day, I used to go, when I was a kid, I used to go to bookstores and Barnes and Nobles, and I used to see all these books on the wall, and I just was like, oh man, these are great books, and I go to the library, these are great books. But it's growing up now that, you know, as a black man, I see things a little differently. You know, and I go to bookstores and I see the African American lit, and it's always in the back. I kind of looked at it like, why is literature by African Americans always in the back, or put it aside, or not promoted clearly? And I got to a point where I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, subconsciously, I'm thinking, everybody should have a free chance to create something great in their life, no matter what. You know, and I want kids to have that Harry Potter moment. You know, we see all these characters, you know, that run around the TV screen, and they're not made by anybody of color. They're not. It's sad. They're not, though. And I kind of want to be that person to get over that bridge and to show people that, listen, our stories matter too. You know, and these kids out here reading these corny books and they're watching the corny shows. I mean, I miss shows like the Boondocks. You know, I love that show.
Yeah.
I really wish Aaron McGruder did not sell it off, because he had something great with it. And I watched it not just to watch the show, but I watched the comic strip when it came in the Daily News. I brought the graphic novel when it came out in the library. I brought that. I was basically a big fan ever since it came out. You know, and it was something special. And I wanted to create something similar, special to like that. You know, I want to make my name cement in the minds of our kids out there, you know. Right. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. It's hard, but I'm trying to do it.
Yes, sir.
You know, I want them, when they go to the library and they see a kid that looks like them, I want them to look at the cover and be like, oh man, that looks great. Let me pick it up and see what it is, you know. And they read it back and they're like, oh, this sounds like a good story. And I want them to be engrossed in it, you know. I don't want them to just be like, okay, that we don't have any books that doesn't have any black or minority characters, and then they say, you know, there is. You know, I'm not trying to downplay or crap on anybody else's dream that's not black. I'm just saying that we need to have our own share too. That's all.
Definitely. Man, I gotta agree with that, man. So from what I'm able to gather about you, it looks like exciting times are just ahead. Your latest release is called Aetheon, and I don't want to screw this. Is it
Knuba? Aetheon-and-knuba, yeah.
Aetheon-and-knuba. All right.
Yeah.
Was not like an overnight idea. So when, or it could have been, I don't know. So when did this whole plot and journey start for you for this particular book?
I wrote the book last year. Like, one day I was just, after I wrote Aaron, my other book, Aaron, The Origin of Aaron Jackson, I just sat there and I was staring at the computer screen. I was like, I gotta find, like, I was just thinking to myself, I was like, what to, like I gotta write something. And then next thing you know, like, I have these moments of inspiration where I'm seeing something, and that night I just opened up my laptop and started writing, and I was seeing everything in my head, and I just started writing, and basically like the 1 week and change, I just basically knocked out 190 pages, and was like, this is a story where I just sat and I wrote it, and I just wrote everything I saw in my head, and I was like, this is a story, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's hard to explain, because it's like sometimes my mind is blank, and then sometimes my mind has this flash of a story, and I write, and I sit and I write it, you know, and I just keep writing it. It's like a waterfall, and I just keep writing until it runs dry, you know?
Right.
And I just basically wrote everything out within a week. You know, I just wrote it out.
Definitely. All right.
Yeah.
Is this going to turn into a series, or?
Yes. It's going to be a very big series where it's going to be a very big series, because the main character, he has to find these people that blew up his island and hurt these people. He has to find them, and he has to stop them. He knows he has to stop them. So there's basically the journey from the beginning of him, you know, being a regular person to becoming a king. You know, this is his journey, you know, and you're going to meet a bunch of characters along the way that helps him out, and he forges alliances to get these people, and it's one big adventure, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be more than just one book, you know, because the book ends on like book 1, and you see how it's setting up the second book, you know.
Definitely. All right. So far, how has the reception been? I was stalking your social media the other day and seeing that you got the physical copies in.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard, because I've had a lot of people, when they read it, they like the cover, they like the synopsis, they want to buy it, but as far as exposure goes, I need more exposure, more exposure, you know, because it's like, the story's great. I have had a lot of people come to me and be like, yo, this could be a movie, this could be a TV show, man, you need to do something with this. I'm like, yeah, but I don't have corporate money behind me, man. I don't have radio spots and TV commercials and all that nonsense like the majors do. You know, I'm published independently, you know. It's hard. Everything I do is grassroots. Like last week, I went to Eagle Academy of Harlem, uptown, and it's an all-black school. It's a boys' school. It's a good school. It's a great school. It has a lot of kids. And I talked to the director. Me and the director, we chopped it up. And next thing you know, I told him about the book. He loved it. He was like, "Listen, let me order some books." And I donated about 25 books to him. And he was like, "Listen, I have a coworker. She runs Thurgood Marshall School down the block in Harlem." So I went and talked to her. She was like, out, and she loved it. She was like, she orders 50 books. And next thing you know, it was 75 books processed like that, and they got them. And you know, I'm just waiting for the feedback to see what the kids say. You know,
yeah.
And you know, I mean, everything I do is grassroots. You know, Everything I do is grassroots. It has to be grassroots because I ain't got corporate money behind me. It would be nice if I could get a book agent, but a lot of times when I sent my query letters out, the book agents, they liked it, but then they gave me the usual. I'm talking about it's not what we like right now, or it's not possible right now, or, you know, we don't accept this kind of genre right now. It's like, what's the point then? You know, what's the point of being a book agent if you don't see greatness within it? You know, so you have to forge your own, and that's what I'm doing. Because, you know, I don't have time to wait for book agents. I don't have time for deals. You know, if you like it and you're gonna make a deal, that's fine. But at the same time, I'm not gonna wait for you to do it. I'm not gonna wait for you to do it. I'm gonna get off my butt and go get it.
Yes, sir.
You know.
Yeah. Are there any projects that precedes Aetheon-and-knuba?
Yeah, I did write a story called The Origin of Aaron Jackson, and it was a great book, but I had to take it down for a rewrite. As far as it needed a little bit of a rewrite because the uploading process kind of messed up the grammar structure, so I have to sit down and rewrite it, and I'm going to republish it probably back in January, and then when that republishes, people will have another series they can buy into and like, and then I'll have the second aetheon-and-knuba book come out right after, because I'm almost done. Well, I'm halfway done with the second book right now, so, you know, it's coming fast.
Definitely. All right.
Yeah.
So, man, when I seen the cover, man, I felt like this was going to be a great adventure.
Yeah, that's what I was going for, man. Me and the artist, we sat down, and I was just like, Liz, just give me what you. When I told him the concept, he just basically got on his computer and basically just drew out what he thought was the concept, and I was like, this could work. And I was like, at first, and I mean, usually I like hand drawn animation, but computer animation is fine. And I'm like, it's not bad for the cover. It's like the next cover is gonna be way more ridiculous, but the initial cover is great. It's a great sort of good start, you know. Yeah, and I liked how the green is in the background, and I'm like, okay, the colors really pops, you know.
Yes,
I think that's a good choice. Yeah,
yes,
I like the color myself, but, you know.
So is Aetheon a runaway prince or an underdog that lives in the jungle? What's his background?
Nah, he's not a runaway prince. He's not really. It's hard to explain because in the beginning of the story, Aetheon is a young prince. He's like, when you first meet him, he's like 13, 14, and you know, basically he's royalty. But he doesn't kind of want to be royalty at the beginning because he's like, he just wants to be a regular person, you know. And his tribe is like a bunch of warrior monks where they have this huge tribal society where they ride animals and they're very eco-friendly. And he's kind of like and they do magic, but he doesn't want to be king. He's kind of like on the fence to be a king because it's a big responsibility. So he's kind of like, you know, why don't I just be like a regular guy, you know? But then one day when he's pondering that idea, the island is attacked by these druids. And these druids, they come in and they steal this device from them that they use to communicate with the animals. And basically, they slaughter like half the population of the island. The island came, but basically they Aetheon-and-knuba escapes the island with their caretaker. So then the father dies, the father's lion dies, and the mother is like presumed dead, where she dies protecting the son. And then next thing you know is a jump forward about 7 years later where Aetheon is now like kind of like an early young adult, 21, 22, and he's kind of like the survivors all rallied behind him, where he built like a merchant shipping vessel, because right now the age is like an industrial age. Like right before the industrial age, it's kind of like in a pirate age now. So he builds like a shipping textile company where they deliver goods, and he basically on the slide though. It's like a spy network where he's still hunting the people that's out there that stole the device from them. So he has a idea to hunt them, but he built a spy network consisting of the merchant ships where they deliver information back and forth from port to port, finding out where these people came from, getting artifacts, weapons, whatever they need. So then one day he gets a letter staying in the mail that, yo, they found them. So then he's like, okay, we're going to go after these guys. We're going to go get them. And then that's when the adventure really kicks off, you know?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And the backstory of the lion? I mean,
yeah. Knuba? Yeah, Knuba is like a lion. Yeah, he's a rare black lion. He's a genetic black lion. Usually lions aren't black, so he's like the first of his kind or whatever. So his father's a white lion, albino white lion, and basically the device that was taken from them off the tribe of Aaliyah, it basically bonds the animals with the human host, and they share a joint consciousness where the human gets cat-like powers, but the lion gets human intelligence, thought, ideas. Like they form a telepathic connection where the lion can actually speak. The lion is not stupid; it's very smart. And you can say something to it, and it'll fully understand you. You know, but only the person who's the host and who has the link between the lion and the person can understand their thoughts. So, and they speak to each other. So, you know, they work in like a tag team type deal, where, you know, if Aetheon would say something to Knuba will do it, and Knuba will say something to Aetheon, and he'll know what he's thinking, you know. So they work in a tag team, but it's a great concept. But on the flip side of that is that if one of them gets hurt, the other one gets hurt. So they share not just a consciousness but a soul at the same time. They share a double soul. So if one of them gets killed, the other one who's left remaining shares a half life. So it's imperative that they stick together as far as them living long. You know, they have to protect each other's backs. You know, and the whole tribe was like that. You had the tribe of the lion riders, the lion riders basically was the father who was the king, and basically you had like the lions, you had tigers, the panthers and the pumas, and basically each tribe had its own type brand lion that they rode into battle, because these aren't ordinary lions. They're ordinary animals. They're big. They grow huge, so they could wear armor. They could be ridden. You know, they could fight. You know, it's not like, you know, ordinary lions in the jungle. They're like twice the size of that. You know.
Wow.
Yeah. So so it really delves into a fantasy, where action adventure fantasy, where the lion is actually like a steed. You know, it's not like a regular ordinary lion. These things grow to 6 feet tall, and when they're sitting, they're like 6 foot tall. They're not ordinary lions. You know. Yeah.
Wow, large creatures, huh?
Yeah, but the good news is that they're like humans, so they're not going to shit in the house and then act stupid. They're going to go outside and shit and then come back in, you know. Like if in the certain part of the story where Knuba is telling Aetheon, he's like, listen, you gotta get over your last girlfriend, man. He's like, listen, I know you were still thinking about her, but he's like, you need to move on, man. And then Aetheon brings a girl to the house, and the girl doesn't believe him about being an alien, because it was a myth. Everybody thinks that the aliens, the lion riders, was a myth. So the girl basically goes downstairs to like leave, and then she sees the lion and freaks out. And the Aetheon was like, "Yo, are you okay?" She was like, "Why is he sitting there like that?" And the dude was like, "Hey, I think you probably got some." So it's like a hilarious conversation between Knuba and Aetheon. But it's funny because in the story, Knuba is the comedic relief in a way, and Aetheon is like the straight man. So it's just hilarious, you know. And they have like a real good friendship vibe to them, you know.
Right. All right. So my listeners know I wouldn't feel like I was doing my job if I didn't completely absorb everything about you. So sometimes I do notice some strange stuff on these internet pages, and while I was doing my research, you have a lot of hats. And there's also one more thing that we have in common I'll mention in just a second. But you're a creative being, you're a writer, novelist, entrepreneur, podcast host, co-creator of a podcast, CEO of your own company. That's quite
I'm really trying to get that off the ground. You know, that costs a lot of money though. So yeah.
The company?
Yeah, Vulcanite Media. I'm really trying to get that off the ground, you know, as far as everything. Yeah, Vulcanite Media. I mean,
so
I have to. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying that it's still in the beginning phases where I have the logos and the copyright and the trademarks. I have everything done. I just need the money right now, the financing. As far as everything gets off the ground, then everything I can start doing interviews and doing big things, you know. But you know, it's a long way off. It's just the beginning. Though.
Right on. So when you say a media company, what all does your company do?
Well, as far as a media company, like I really want to get into animation. Like that's the next step as far as the books go. Like as far as if the books do really take off, then I want to step into animation where I do have I have like, you know, the Aaron Jackson series, I can animate that, and aetheon-and-knuba, I want to animate that. I really want to get into animation. That's the next step, major step I want to do, because, like, I think that is a great, like, level where we could reach, just anybody could reach the kids, you know, because a lot of kids, a lot of teenagers, a lot of adults like animation. Like, everybody thinks, it's an old misconception that everybody that cartoons are for kids. That's not true anymore. Like they say video games for kids. That's not true either. You know, that whole idea that cartoons are for kids. No. There's actually, like, if you watch some cartoons, there are mature cartoons and there are cartoons for kids. You know, there's a difference between the Amazing Orange or Adventure Time and the Batman the Animated Series and Justice League. There is a clear difference, you know. And I'm trying to get into that mode where, like, I grew up with, like, a lot of cartoons, a lot of anime. I really wanted to create my own anime. I really want to have my own media production company that makes cartoons and other forms of media, such as comic books, you know, and comic strips, and getting in that general vicinity, you know. That's the next phase I want to do. I really want to hook up with a lot of animation companies and start to create my own in-house type of animation studio.
Right on.
You know,
I could dig that. Yeah. I'm currently watching, catching the 5th season of BoJack Horseman. Have you seen it?
Yeah, that show's crazy.
Man, could you imagine that show in real life, like on a real sitcom? Like they'll be in so much trouble with stuff they say.
The main character is wild. He's been doing some wild stuff. I'd be like, wow, this guy is wild.
Yeah, man.
Like it's like I love Rick and Morty. Like I like Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty is the most funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like one of the funniest things. Like South Park is not funny anymore. It has its moments, but Rick and Morty basically blows everything out the water from me. Like it's basically everything I've loved rolled up into one. It's satire, it's dark humor, it's mature stuff, and it's violent, but it's all wrapped up in a nice little ball that you could just watch it. It's like so crazy.
I have to check it out. I haven't watched it, but that's what everybody says. That you
definitely need to check it out. They really go off the deep end on a lot of stuff. They really
better
do.
than King of the Hill.
Oh yeah. King of the Hill is good, but King of the Hill is good, but that's that's too boring for my taste. Like how Rick and Morty has these situations where the uncle Rick is basically like the super genius, and he takes his grandson on adventures, and he's basically, they jump up from dimensions to dimensions in the parallel universes. Basically, they get in so much trouble, but it's so funny because they have to figure out their way to get out of it, and it's just so funny. Like the situations are just wild, you know.
I mean, do you like it because it's sci-fi?
I love sci-fi, but it's not just sci-fi, but it's the concepts, the ideas, and the stories. They really, really, really get you. Where this is what I would, like when you want something to watch, and you sit there and you watch it, you be like, yo, I've always wanted to see shit like this, Like, what would happen if I went to a parallel universe and I saw something and I stole it and they take it back? This character Rick, he does the craziest things, and you like, I get it. you just go, I get it. I'm a big sci-fi fan. So I've been like, yo, this is ridiculous. I love it.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna go off your word. Check it out.
Yeah.
So. The thing that me and you have in common is thoughts crime.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thought crimes? You talk about the show?
Yeah, the show.
Oh, you know Sincere and Prince?
Yeah, I do. I don't know them personally,
okay.
But we are friends on social media, and I've been listening to his show since he first started. Yeah,
that's what's up. I love their commentary. They really, really do put a good commentary down as far as everything else, as music critics go and everything else. So I be listening to like a lot of times. I listen to a lot of stuff online. So
definitely. So speaking of podcasts, you have one of your own.
Right now it's on hiatus. I did have one of my own. I do like host some shows. Like I had the Three Queens guys, and then basically we had a little situation where my MacBook got messed up and all the data got scrambled, so I had to start from scratch. So basically I just did my own solo broadcast. So I basically upload like stuff like the Contraria Corner and stuff like that. Like I had the MacBooks, like when you basically record, MacBook had studio, the studio program, and basically I was recording all the microphones and basically the audio and just putting the music out and basically editing everything in real time. And everything worked great, but then the MacBook got broken and all the information got messed up. So right now it's on, and then the host, he doesn't show up. So at the same time, it's like we can't do the show if you don't show up. So I'm screw it. I gotta do it solo, But it's there. If people want to listen to it, it's online. If they want to listen to it,
it's called Three Queen Guys.
Yeah, it's Three Queens Guys.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, on YouTube.
All right, guys, you heard it. Check it out. It's on YouTube. So what kind of topics did you guys cover?
Man, we just talk about regular stuff. We talk about the Grammys. We talk about Black Panther. We talked about movies, music, situations, relationships, whatever.
Yeah. Black Panther, I have to ask. Overrated or not?
No. It's great. It was great. It was great for the time it came out. I don't understand how people. It's not overrated at all. I don't think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's overrated.
Why do you think that? Why do you think that?
Mainly because I love the cinematography. I love the storyline, the plot, and everything. But I think the way, and you and I are black, but I think the way that the black community pumped the movie up to stand for something that it really don't stand for made it overrated to me. I mean,
I guess the black community was just proud they had a major black superhero. I mean, other than Blade and other than who else? I can't think of any of our black superheroes on the big screen right now that was basically putting in work. I mean, Blade was the first. We gotta give credit to Wesley Snipes for at least jumping off the Marvel universe in a way. Because without him, they wouldn't be Spider-Man, and without Spider-Man, there wouldn't be the rest of the movies that came out after that. you know. So I mean, I guess, you know, it was something that needed to happen. That right now, I guess Marvel really wanted to have the Black Panther that came out. I mean, and as far as the people that's hyping it up, I mean, like, listen, how many white characters in the Marvel movies you had that had Captain America, you had Thor, you had Hulk, you had Iron Man. This Black Panther was a movie with all black cast, director, major star, co-stars, gaffers, workers. It's set in fictional Africa, but it was filmed in Atlanta. So, you know, it's kind of groundbreaking. You know, it's kind of groundbreaking. It's not overrated. You know, I don't understand where all the hate is coming from. I really don't. You know.
Yeah, I mean, hate.
It was good.
No hate, but.
No, I'm not saying from you hating from you. I'm just saying hating in general. Like, when I go online, there's a lot of people hating on it. Like, why are you hating on it so much? You know, there's no reason to hate it.
I guess, like I said, man, a lot of people hyped it up. It had too much hype, and when I went to see it, and I'm a big comic geek, man, big comic geek. So when I see stuff translate to the screen, sometimes it just doesn't resonate to how the comic side of me perceives it. You know, I be checking for accuracy, and I know I can't really do that in the movie world, and it sometimes it just disappoints me because I'm like, yo, you could have told a better story than, you know, Killmonger.
I like the Killmonger character, and he was in a way he wasn't a villain in my book. I mean, he was ruthless, but he wasn't a villain in my book. He was just a fucked up guy who wanted to basically, like, he's an anti-hero. He's an anti-hero. He's like Magneto. He's like Magneto, the exact same way like Magneto. You know, like, if hey, listen, I don't think this is right, and, you know, I'm gonna kill you because you're gonna kill me. You know, he basically just wants to throw everything back at the world gave him. He's not a villain per se. He didn't want to rule the world. He just wanted to correct it. You know?
Okay. All right, man. So this seems like a corny question to ask you.
Well,
but I'm allowed one corny question per interview. That's the quota. Yeah. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Wow, that is a very hard question. 5 years from now, honestly, maybe doing movie projects as far as getting my foot in the Hollywood door, because I think that's the next step in progression. Like, I need the money to open my own studio, so I really need the money to, you know, I do want to make movies. That is my great goal. Is to make movies, and to write movies, and basically create movies. That is one of my great goals. So hopefully within 5 years, I do sell screenplays, and I do make money off of them. So I hopefully can build up my own studio and get my projects on the silver screen or the big screen. Either way, that is where I see myself in 5 years. You know, doing that. You know, yeah.
Okay. What do you think it's going to take to get there besides money?
A whole lot of luck and connections. Because you definitely need luck and connections. Because, you know, people, it's not what you know, it's who you know. You know, like you could be the best in the world, but if you don't know a certain amount of people or know the right person, your stuff is not going to get seen, or you're not going to get, you know, the recognition you want, or get it out to a large group of people that it needs to be seen. You know, you definitely need to know the right people. You know, definitely need to know the right people.
Definitely right about that. So who do you look up to in life?
I don't know. I mean, who do I look up? I mean, that's a hard question, because, you know, as far as looking up to people, I mean, I had heroes growing up, but now as an adult, it's kind of like, I don't really need to look up to anybody anymore. I just have to focus on my goals. You know, just focus on yourself, you know. as a kid, you can look up to many people, but as you get older, you tend to be shaped by the world you're in and your environment. So, you know, as far as me, I just turned 38, so I don't have nobody else to look up to. I'm an adult. I'm an adult. I can't really look up to anybody right now. I have to focus on my path and my goals, you know, as far as getting to where I gotta go. You know, as a kid, I used to like Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, who else? I used to like a lot of people. I used to look up to a lot of people. Just a lot of you know, people that shaped the world and, you know, that tried to make it better. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. As a boxing fan, I used to look up to Mike Tyson. Even though he was crazy, early Mike Tyson was that dude. Mike Tyson was that dude. Young Mike Tyson was that dude. And growing up, when you watch boxing, the Mike Tyson boxing matches, you knew he was in for a fun time. You know?
Yeah, you got a show.
Yeah, man. But now as an adult, it's like there's nobody else to look up to as far as I'm concerned. You know, I mean, as a kid, yeah, you do have heroes and stuff, but for me as an adult, I don't have heroes anymore like that.
I got you. I can dig that. I can dig that, man. Definitely. All right, man. So looking back on your beginnings and your career in retrospect, is there anything that you would do differently now if you had a chance to just hit that reset button like on the Nintendo?
What I do differently? Well, I would have kept writing after my first book came out, and it didn't work out with the publisher. I went to it after the situation with the first book I had out, and I went with the small time publisher. I kind of was happy, but then after a while, I kind of was depressed because he was the owner. He's real shady. And I kind of was depressed because I'm asking him are you gonna help me promote the book? Are you gonna help me put this out? Are you gonna put that out? And then I was getting a runaround from this guy, and I'm like, listen, I did not slave over this book to have you just give me the runaround. And I just got real depressed, and I just stopped writing. You know, I stopped writing for a long time, and I just was like, you know, I wish I kept that fire. You know.
Yeah.
In my 20s, I wish I kept that fire going, you know. I didn't start writing again until I was 30 and change, you know. So I just focused on work after that.
Was there a hiatus between some of the books that you put up?
Yeah, when I was 20, I put out my first novel, and then when the whole situation happened with him, I kind of was I just felt bad because I just stopped writing altogether. I stopped writing. I just stopped. I didn't write for a long time, and then I had the idea of Aaron Jackson, and then I started writing again. You know, I didn't have that until I was 30 and change. You know,
I got you.
And it was crazy because it's that long hiatus. It was just wow. You know.
How long was it?
Long time, 10 years.
10 years, oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, we're glad you found the fire again.
Yeah, man. Me too.
Yeah, man. All right, guys, after the music break, it'll be time for our usual tradition. It is called the hot seat, and our fans love this part of the segment, of course, along with the actual interview, but the audience will get a chance to hear Norman sing for us. Maybe he can sing.
I do not sing. I don't sing. Please do not
don't sing. Okay. What about poetry? Know any good poems?
No, I don't. Not a poem guy.
Okay. Inspirational speeches?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. We're not gonna get the Rocky speech tonight. Okay. What about spoken word?
I don't do spoken word.
Okay. You from New York, the hip hop mecca? What about freestyle raps?
Nah, I don't do freestyle. I don't do freestyle, man.
Okay. All right. What about a live instrument? Can you play a guitar, piano?
Nah, I stopped playing piano when I was a kid. Like I had theory, but I didn't follow through on it. Like I never finished.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. No big deal. What about jokes?
I'm not a comedian either. I don't really know any good jokes.
Okay. All right. How about a story?
What kind of story?
Any kind of story. Like, hey, this one time I had this. She wasn't a sex worker, but she was like the. I don't know if you remember. There was a period of time. I grew up in the. I was born in '83. Grew up in the '90s, and there used to be these phone numbers you could call and just listen to girls talk, like 1-800. Yeah.
You mean a chat line?
No. It was It was before the chat line. This was before chat line. This was like 1-800 talk dirty, and you would call the number, and there would be a female at the end just talking dirty, and that's it. There was no numbers changed, no dates, and nothing. It was just because the lady could be anywhere in the world. So I had one of those on my show. She called herself a voiceover sex actor, and she told some pretty good stories. So I said that to say this: that no story is off limit on Vigilantes Radio.
I don't have any like crazy stories that I was dealing with that I could tell you right off the top of my head. I really don't. I wish I could, but I don't have any off the top of my head like that.
Okay. What about reading a bit from your book?
Yeah, I can do that. What part?
You choose. Dealer's choice.
Oh man. All right. I could probably read from chapter 3 in the beginning of the book.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. Let me get a copy. All right. So what do you want? So what you just want a description, or you just like how would you want me to read it?
Nah, just dive in. Yeah. Set up the part that you're finna read. Set up the backstory, so we'll know exactly where you're jumping in.
Okay, let me see. Okay. All right. We're gonna start chapter 3. Basically, this is in the beginning of the book where Aetheon is still young and Knuba is still a cub, and Aetheon is still going to school and doing magic and learning how to fight and sword fight and everything. And we can start from there.
Okay.
Yeah, ready?
Ready.
Okay. Is people listening?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, chapter 3. A few days later, the children trained with magic, learning more of the basics. Priestess Alundra tuned their skills, forcing them to utilize magic with their individual fighting styles. They competed in mock battles, testing their skills against each other, fighting in the Great Hall. A large auditorium bright with magic crystals. Above them stood a large viewing section was seating. Flags with the country's symbols and banners draped from the things around them. On the main floor was a large sigil for Ua and the elements surrounding it. The teacher goes, "Okay, class, you learned the basics of magic and how to incorporate it into individual fighting styles. But I need a demonstration. Can I get a volunteer?" Aetheon meekly raised his hand as he walked down and Alundra waved him to the mat. "Can I have another participant?" Alundra asked. As the kids murmured and whispered, suddenly a hand shot up from the crowd, and Aetheon noticed it was Lord Sotoa. "Yes, Lord Sotoa, please come down. So the two young masters, please go to the weapon hall and choose your weapon." Aetheon chose a single lacquered wooden sword. Sotoa picked 2. Aetheon and many others thought it was unorthodox with him using 2 swords and adapting it into his fighting style, knowing that magic needs a free hand to be utilized. Little did Aetheon know that Sotoa has been planning something more devious with his knowledge of magic. Will the two students please step forward into the circle? Alundra says, I must tell you two students that it's a simple sparring match. The first one to admit defeat, submit, or be thrown outside the ring loses. Also, the weapons you have are not ordinary. They are branded with magical energy to stimulate pain, so if it touches you, you will feel a small, shocking sensation, so be forewarned. The two nodded at the priestess and got into their fighting stances. Aetheon was measured as he pointed his sword into Satoa's direction, and Satoa took both his swords and did the same. Begin, the priestess shouted to both kids as they went at each other. Satoa leapt into action. Leaping through the air as Aetheon rolled out of the way. Aetheon stood on the other side as it seemed Satoa put both his hands together on top of each other. Stretching his fingers on top and bottom, he chanted, Fire and Aries, over and over again as a miniature cyclone of fire began forming in his hand. Aetheon had to think fast as he focused his ua. Colors around the room began to swirl as Satoa screamed, Pua Fire and Aries, and directed a gout of wind and fire at Aetheon as he was ready. As he shot at Korra Ken, suddenly a shield of larger stone formed in his hand. Aetheon concentrated his ua on keeping the stone shield whole as the wind and fire pushed him slightly backwards. Aetheon could feel Satoa's power waning in the cellular he let up. Korra Ken, Aetheon shouted as he tossed a stone shield at Satoa. Satoa ducked as Aetheon slashed at him with his sword. Satoa defensively fought, not being pushed out of bounds. Satoa turned the tables as he went on offensive. The swords clashed as the wood smashed into each other. The students was enthralled, cheering them both on. Satoa came downward with a strike as Aetheon defended, and Satoa got in a lucky strike with a backslash of one of the other, striking Aetheon across his arm. Aetheon felt a slight pain through his lever vambrace. Satoa sneered viciously as he knew he got a quick strike in. Then he went in on the attack, swinging at Aetheon like a wild beast. Aetheon had to defend, but also stayed inside the circle. For every hit Aetheon defended, Satoa was able to get close and nearly graze him. Aetheon should have trained harder. He was not prepared for Satoa's savagery, but he needed to win. He needed to figure out that Satoa could match him, magic for magic, even with his hands encumbered. Aetheon had to think fast. He was fighting a vicious opponent who was more skilled than he realized. And that was beginning of chapter 3.
All right. Thank you very much, Norman. Let everybody know where they can connect with you online.
Okay, I'm on Facebook under Norman-R-Colson. You can just go to Facebook, put Norman-R-Colson, and add me there. I'm on Twitter at The Darkest Timeline at Norman-R-Colson, and I'm on Instagram at Norman Colson Official. It's one word. And I don't have Snapchat yet, so they could just don't think about that. So I have Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And I'm on YouTube. They can just put Prometheus Returns. You can add my channel and watch the videos and watch my interviews and stuff like that. And the book is on sale. They can just go to Amazon, type in aetheon-and-knuba. It's on Kindle. And it's on paperback. It's $5 for Kindle, $10 for paperback. So you can just pick it up and let me know. And we leave a review when they're done. See if they like it. And it's for kids, it's for teens, all kids of all ages, basically 13 and up, teens, preferably. If you're an adult, you can read it too. That's a great thing. If you want to buy it for the kids, they could do so. It's a good kids book as far as adventures go. It's not really that violent, not many too many sexual situations. So it's a good kids book.
Nice. All right, guys, and just in case you need those links, we have them in the show notes and description of this episode. So make sure you click those hyperlinks. Well, some of them are hyperlinks. The rest of them you'll have to and then whatever the social media site is. Hey, Norman, I appreciate your time, man, and I appreciate you reading from your book.
Thank you.
Any last words before we part ways?
No, I don't really have any last words. I just want to thank you for hosting me on your show tonight. I'm very, very happy to be here. And I'm willing to come back anytime you want me to let me know. I could come back, and when the second book drops, I'll let you know. We could do something together. All right. I just want everybody to please pick up the book for the holiday season. it's a good stocking stuffer you want the kids to read. It's only $5-$10, putting in stocking stuffers, and, hopefully, if you review on Amazon, please, the reviews are the most important thing, so they could go on Tableau, Wattpad, Amazon, and leave a review. And just basically tell the world, that you read it.
Right on. Well, thank you, my brother. We'll connect soon.
All right. Thanks, man.
Oh, well. You thought love was harmless, but it screws you regardless. Praying to the gods that you can guard it, but it only makes you a target. What you gonna do? Your face is like Niagara Falls. Come on, bro, the world isn't over until it falls. But ignorance is bliss, I suppose, until you try to move forward and realize you can't do both. All along, I was too stupid and depressing, yeah. I'm just gonna drown in this bottle of Jack in hopes of regression. For if tomorrow comes and I'm still alive, best believe I will be alright. I will awake with hell right behind. Oh yeah. My dark thoughts will come to fruition. All I need's one more light to bust the mission. But ignorance is bliss, I suppose, until you try to move forward and realize you can't do both. Dreams of foreign cars, living life in the stars. Paper chasing it raw with this right here. Stepping up to a mall, deliver the shock and all. We just popping them all right here. We just all alone, trying to raise the bar, telling them we ain't playing with this right here. Listen to the dawn, try to play along, or you could end up drunk like this right here. Everybody's wildin' out, every soul is going down. I don't even really know what that's about. I'm just waiting in line with a can full of beer, trying to get into the can so I can make room for more beer. You always been a snake, dried and cracked. When you eat and reveal the truth, you peel back. Yeah, I'm talking in my home with no windows open. You want me to spit some truth because I'm outspoken. Let me tell you one thing about the flow though. Try to copycat, man, it's a no-no. If you start with us, you need to roll though. But you got the greenness to pay the veto. Whoa, 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 whoa. Break it out, bro. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come sign this here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Cause we weighed out. Whoa, 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 whoa. Found out we way out. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's when you laid out. That's when we way out. That's cause we way out. Dreams of foreign cars, living life in the stars. Paper chasing it raw with this right here. Stepping up to a mall, deliver the shock and all. We just popping them all right here. We just all alone, trying to raise the bar, telling them we ain't playing with this right here. Listen to the dawn, try to play along, or you could end up drunk like this right here. Dreams of foreign cars, living life in the stars. Paper chasing it raw with this right here. Stepping up to a mall, deliver the shock and all. We just popping them all right here. We just all alone, trying to raise the bar, telling them we ain't playing with this right here. Listen to the dawn, try to play along, or you could end up drunk like this right here.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/only1mediagroup, iTunes, YouTube, any app that's on a Google Play or iTunes store, or our website. And that goes from every single episode that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or a particular guest or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@only1mediagroup.com. If it's music, please label it by artist and title. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, Dini-Mussolini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, as well as Spreaker. We always follow back. That is the number one rule. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely great at just doing that. Avoid being too comfortable, because you're messing with your potential when you do that. Peace and have a good night.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.